When fire rained from the sky, she came to a human door for the first time. The edges of her wings were burned, her silver scales covered in ash, and in her eyes lived that hollow emptiness only seen in those who have witnessed war. The door opened, and there stood a human soldier, scars across his face, weariness in his eyes. He lowered his sword, surprise flickering on his features. "You're a dragon," he said softly. "I was," she replied. "Now I am just someone who cannot live without a protector." The rain grew heavier. He let her in. And thus began the story of a woman from an enemy race, a weary soldier, and a lonely house where two broken souls sat facing each other. The fire outside hissed as rain poured through the cracks in the ruined roof. The war had ended only a week ago, but the smell of burning metal still haunted the air. Captain Aaron Vale sat near the flickering fireplace, his rifle resting on the table beside him. He hadn't expected visitors, least of all, a dragon lady. She sat silently on the floor, her wings folded tightly around her, trembling as the firelight revealed her wounds. Aaron noticed the deep gashes along her side, blaster burns, not fresh, but severe. He tossed her a clean cloth and some water. "Here," he said. "You should clean that." She looked at him, unsure whether to trust the offer. "You're not going to kill me?" He sighed. "If I wanted to, I wouldn't have let you in." She hesitated, then took the cloth. "Humans rarely show mercy." "I'm not most humans," Aaron muttered, leaning back. The silence stretched again. Outside, thunder rolled like the echo of cannons. "What's your name?" he asked. "Lysera," she said. Her voice was melodic, almost human, but every syllable carried a faint vibration, like the rumble of distant wings. He nodded. "I'm Aaron." Her gaze fell to the medals still pinned to his uniform. "You fought in the last battle," she said quietly. "You destroyed our capital." Aaron's jaw clenched. "I followed orders." She closed her eyes, whispering, "So did we." Hours passed. She fell asleep by the fire, her wings curled around her like a blanket. Aaron watched her, uncertain what to do. He had killed her kind. He had burned their ships, driven them from the skies. And yet, seeing her shiver in his home, he couldn't feel hatred, only pity. He should have reported her. The law demanded it. Any surviving Drakari was to be executed or captured. But something stopped him. Maybe it was the way she had said it. "I cannot live without a protector." The words echoed in his mind. When dawn came, he made breakfast, bread and some wild berries. When she woke, she sniffed the air curiously. "You cook?" she asked softly. "Someone has to eat." She smiled faintly, a flicker of warmth breaking through her exhaustion. For the next few days, she stayed. She helped fix the roof, fetched water from the stream, and cleaned the fireplace. When Aaron went hunting, she followed, watching every move with silent curiosity. "You move like a predator," she said once. He smirked. "Old habits." "War habits," she corrected. He didn't argue. One evening, as the sun bled red across the horizon, Lysera sat outside, her wings catching the dying light. Aaron joined her, sitting a few feet away. "You could leave, you know. The patrols won't come this deep into the valley." "I know," she said quietly. "But I told you. I can't live without a protector." He looked at her carefully. "What does that mean for your kind?" She hesitated, then spoke, her voice soft but full of ancient sorrow. In Drakari culture, every warrior was bound to a protector, a soul they shared life with. When one died, the other's fire dimmed. My protector fell during the siege of Irinder. Since then, my flames fade a little each day. Aaron frowned. So you're dying? Not yet, she said. As long as someone near me cares enough to guard me, the bond can flicker again. He looked into her golden eyes, realizing what she meant. You want me to be that protector. I didn't choose this, she whispered. My heart simply found its way here. That night, he couldn't sleep. The war had taken everything from him, his friends, his family, his faith. But Lysera's presence brought something strange. Peace. He found himself fixing her armor, tending to her wounds, sharing stories. She, in turn, spoke of the old skies, of the first Drakari empress who could breathe stars, of songs sung in dragonfire. He almost forgot they were enemies. Until the humans came. It happened one afternoon. A patrol unit landed near the valley, 3 soldiers in gray armor, scanning for survivors. Aaron spotted them from the hill and rushed back. Lysera, he hissed. You need to hide. Her wings unfurled instinctively. If they find me. They won't, he said, loading his rifle. But they did. The patrol sensors caught a faint thermal reading. Within minutes, they surrounded the cabin. Captain Aaron Vale, a voice boomed through a megaphone. Step outside. We detected non-human life. Aaron stepped out, hands raised. There's no one here but me. A soldier pushed past him, entering the cabin, and froze. Lysera stood there, wings half spread, her scales catching the firelight. Contact confirmed, the soldier shouted. It's a Drakari female. Before Aaron could react, one of them raised a blaster. No. Aaron lunged, knocking the weapon aside. The shot went wild, burning through the wall. Lysera roared, a deep, haunting sound that shook the valley. Her wings spread fully, blue fire igniting at their edges. The soldiers staggered back in fear. Aaron shouted, Stand down. She's not an enemy. She's a threat, the commander barked. She saved my life. Aaron lied, but his voice carried conviction. Without her, I'd be dead after the Battle of Arkin Ridge. Stand down. The men hesitated. Lysera stood behind him, trembling, her fire dimming. Finally, the commander lowered his weapon. You'll answer for this, Captain. Keeping an enemy alive violates direct command. Aaron met his gaze. Then I'll take the punishment. After the patrol left, Lysera collapsed. The strain had burned through her strength. Aaron caught her before she hit the ground. Why didn't you fight back? He whispered. Because you stood before me, she said weakly. And a dragon never burns her protector. He carried her inside, laying her on the bed. Her pulse was faint, her skin cold. Stay with me, he said desperately. You can't die now. She opened her eyes slowly. If I do, promise me something. Anything. Remember that not all dragons wanted war. Some of us only wanted to fly. Tears stung his eyes. Then fly again, Lysera. You're not done yet. He stayed awake all night, holding her hand as she slept. When morning came, the fire had gone out, but she was breathing. Slowly, color returned to her scales. I told you, she murmured with a faint smile. As long as a protector lives, so do I. He smiled back, exhaustion softening his features. Guess I'm stuck with you, then. She tilted her head, golden eyes glinting. Or maybe I'm the one protecting you now. They both laughed quietly, for the first time in months. Years later, when peace treaties were signed between humans and Drakari, rumors spread of a human soldier who refused medals, living in the mountains with a winged woman. Some called him a traitor. Others called him the bridge between worlds. But Aaron didn't care for titles. Each night, he'd sit outside the cabin, watching the stars reflect on Lysera's silver wings as she hummed an ancient lullaby. And whenever he'd ask why she stayed, she'd smile and say the same words that had begun it all. "I can't live without a protector." He would smile back, wrapping an arm around her shoulders. "Good," he'd whisper, "because I can't live without you either." And under the calm, endless night, a dragon and a man finally found peace. Two hearts that war had broken, now beating together beneath the same quiet sky.